Hello friends, this is Sai Fanendra from SQL School. I assure you complete practical training approach to our beautiful, colorful course curriculum pertaining to various courses at our school. Once again, I assure you complete practice oriented lectures only. And this particular short demo session is about the various courses at our school. We have SQLs, our T-SQL basics, the fundamentals. And from there, we need to journey further into either programming, coding activities, or BI called business intelligence. We say MSBI, Power BI. We'll understand the differences between them slowly today. We need to proceed from 1 to either 2, 3, or 4, or 5, MSBI or Power BI. We have a much happening technology nowadays, Azure Data Engineer, number 6, which is more into the Azure storage, management, optimizations, and ETL, extraction, transformation, and loading activities. Or you may plan for number 9 and 10, core admin and Azure admin, if in case you are from non-technical background or previous administration background, and you would like to step into something which is of less coding and more into management activities, you can go for DBA, core non-cloud, or Azure DBA cloud. And for everyone, the common cream on our resume cake, DevOps. A common takeaway nowadays for everyone. Well, let's understand details about each of these boxes you see on the screen, and you would be able to download this Excel file that includes information on like what is to be understood in each of these boxes. So here we go. Like what is included in box 1, SQL Server. SQL is our T-SQL basics. Yes, it includes right from the beginning, right from the basics of what is database, to introduction towards SQL, structured query language, and database fundamentals. This particular box 1, the transact SQL fundamentals, it also includes information about architecture, SQL activities, constraints, joins, group by, and we have various activities on different levels of queries, basics of functions, procedures, triggers, and normal forms. These 12 chapters are required, mandatory to step into any of the other courses. That's how it is carefully planned. Yes, completely into practice mode, and to assess yourself every day for every concept. Either you go for live online training or on-demand video training, either of them, for every concept you have mock tests that you will try to submit firsthand. If not, we will be providing you our solutions with complete explanations. We'll do. So sessions should be clear and simple, straightforward, and more importantly, in addition to the chapter-wise notes, lab handouts, and chapter-wise mock test questions, more importantly, we need to ensure we have the proper takeaway from the course with a project work. Any course it would be like, is a SQL developer or admin or BI, anywhere, it involves project work. So keeping in mind those project takeaways, like what is your role in the project? Someone asks us, like, what is the role in your project? What are the challenges you faced, etc. Or explain the design, or explain the management, or explain the operations in your project. So to make sure we are clear with our learning process, a lot of stuff involved in box 1 itself, the basics. And it should be enough to travel to developer job role, SQL developer programmer activity that includes in-depth procedures, functions, and project work, complex queries, and Azure SQL operations. Or you may plan your career option for MSBI, Microsoft Business Intelligence. This is more into design of additional databases. We say historical databases, analytical databases. So design of historical and analytical databases, we have this option of MSBI components. Next, apart from this, well, assume some databases are available, like maybe historical database, or we say live databases, etc. Now, what about reporting activities? Yes, there comes the concept of Power BI, completely into reporting activities. So if in case you are interested more towards analytics, you can opt for number 5, Power BI. You are interested more towards reporting, dashboarding, number 5. And for experienced profiles, you may pair with number 4 and 5 together. This one for core MSBI plus Power BI, or other option, pair with number 6 and 5. We say Azure Analytics. In our Azure Data Engineer course, we will be working with multiple storage and we say ETL, extract, transform, and load activities. Like for example, we have something called Synapse. And ADF, Azure Data Factory. And there we have the end-to-end implementations, or for example, storage. Again, in storage, we got the end-to-end implementations like this. So everywhere, we need to touch base with Power BI. Same way, for example, we have something called as data lake storage and analytics. And we got Cosmos, Databricks, Stream Analytics, and other activities. Everywhere, it's all about integration towards Power BI reporting activities. Yes, we need to concentrate more on the end-to-end real-world implementations. So back to our Excel file, you can pair 5 with 4 or 6, or everything together. We call it Azure BI. Yes, here it is. If in case we go to the Azure Business Intelligence, the Azure BI implementation from Microsoft, the Microsoft official prototype, available in azure.microsoft.com Business Intelligence. There you see something like this. Here it is. Yes, this is our Azure Data Engineer course, box number 6. This is number 5, Power BI, right? The arrow mark you see here, or the complete box. The complete box is Azure BI Number 8. So 6 data engineer, 5 Power BI, and Azure BI is a complete box as per the Azure BI prototype. In fact, this is our actual reference point to get into those course plans carefully. And next, for everyone, yes, DevOps is a common criteria. Now or later, we need to have implementation of DevOps completely into end-to-end implementation, the software development lifecycle management, automation, communication between developer, testing, and operations teams towards product coding, product delivery, product monitoring activities. We have administration, core admin activities, which is completely into management items, management of regular databases, as well as management of Azure databases, both. This administration and security management is different from the data engineering. In Azure data engineering also we have something called ETL, then management and tuning activities. But those are more into Azure components altogether, except Azure SQL database. For Azure SQL database management, we have admin, DBA. And you will see the DevOps curriculum as well in the same Excel sheet that you would be able to download from beneath this video. Beneath this particular video link, you will see the download option. You would be able to download it, a complete Excel file. So either you go for live, online, or 24/7 self-paced videos, or any other mode of training, the same process, the same curriculum. Now, with this information introduction, let's understand why we have these many courses, or simply say these many type of technologies, job oriented technologies, and various job roles within the Microsoft environment pertaining to data, database, and SQL Server. Well, here you go. Let's understand. I assume we are very new. Let's get started carefully in this way. Yes, assume an Excel file. Yes, to operate on Excel file, you require MS Office, right? Yes, here it is. Sheets are stored in Excel file, and you require MS Office software in general. Okay, generic example. Same way, our new friend from today called tables. They are stored in something called as database, and you require something called as SQL Server software. Let's understand more about it step by step. Let's understand more about the so-called database, tables, and SQL Server. Database, a platform to store any type of data and any amount of data. Yes, it is completely secured, right? It is completely secured and is 100% available, means up and running all the time. If something goes bad in one database, other database would be up and running automatically. And there are different types of databases. Very important from here. We have OLTP, OLAP, data warehouse, and HTAP. 4 different databases. What is OLTP? Online transaction processing database to store live real-time data, like for example a live cricket match or live temperature operations, live temperature recording, a live cricket match. Next, OLAP, we say online analytical processing database. What does it mean? Yes, to store data for analysis, forecasts, remember. For example, we have the weather forecasts. We have the weather forecasting. Next, data warehouse. DWH means data warehouse. Here we go. To store old historical data. Yes, all about old data. We also technically call cold or archived data. Cold or archived data, we call it as data warehouse. HTAP. Also called hybrid transactional analytical database. It is OLTP plus OLAP plus data warehouse. Just like Google Map, best example, live tracking, and we also see where we started and when we will reach our destination. We say ETA, right? Expected time of arrival. So yes, we got different type of databases. From here, yes, what is SQL Server? Yes, it is a database management system. What does it mean? It's a software. It's a software. In our very next class, we are going to install the software. Now, very next activity, next class, the very first class of our course, we need to configure our lab. We need to install the software. And for more exercises, better learning, we need to configure our lab in this way. With your computer, in your computer, you would install 2 times. No worries. It's my duty. I'll be guiding you how to do it carefully, and we'll make sure the lab is configured correctly before we continue for the course. No worries about it. Any OS is okay. Preferably Windows operating system. Any Windows OS is okay, and we can stuff in the required software, the SQL, so different versions. So whatever is fit for our operating system, that would be guided carefully, and we'll complete the configurations. And we'll make sure in such a way there is limited or no performance problems in your computer to stuff 2 servers. You may ask me, why we require 2 servers? Practice more. Good amount of scenarios we need to learn right from the beginning, slowly, step by step. We need to learn with a difference and come with a confidence. Let's make sure our course is useful for us. So keeping this in mind, yes, we need to have the software installation next level in our very first class of our course. Yes, it's a DBMS, a software used to store, manage, and maintain databases. Observe carefully. I'll wait. Next. With this information, here comes very important, the actual job roles. Yes, we have different versions and editions of SQL Server. For our course, we have different versions of SQL Server. And here it is, SQL Server 2019 and SQL Server 2017, SQL Server 2016 and SQL Server 2014. In our course, we will be using first 3, so on. Same way, different editions of SQL Server. Different editions of SQL Server. We have, for example, Data Center Edition, and Enterprise Edition, Standard Edition, and Web Edition, so on. And there are some free editions as well. Evaluation Edition, it is 6 months free, part of our course. Developer Edition, it is lifelong free, really lifelong free, officially lifelong free. So these softwares will be provided in the very next class, the very first class of our course, and we would be using these two. We need to understand the differences as well. And common question we generally get, what is SQL and what is transact SQL? Yes, what is SQL and what is transact SQL? Before we proceed, yes, on my screen, we understood database, types of database, and SQL server is just like a container to store the garage of your database. You store cars in your garage. Here we store databases in SQL Server. SQL Server is a software just like our MS Office. Now, just to get some idea, here it is on my screen. Databases. The container for database is DBMS, Database Management System, and SQL Server is one such DBMS. So what does SQL Server contain? Yes, SQL Server technically contains database and tables this way. Have a look at it now. Well, with this information, let's continue here. So far we understood how to work with or how to get into database, DBMS, and SQL Server. Now, what we actually do? Yes, before we understand the job roles, let's have basic knowledge on SQL and transact SQL on the screen. Well, so our journey starts with SQL, a common platform to communicate with any database. Then our journey slowly get into SQL Server, T-SQL. If the database is stored in SQL Server, we use one communication platform called Transact SQL. If the same database gets into Oracle Database Management System, a different brand to manage, store your databases, we have PLSQL. Same way MySQL and NoSQL, PostgreSQL, so on, hundreds and hundreds of SQLs available in the market now. Most preferably for cheaper, easy to use, and free support from Microsoft, we have SQL Server, the green journey, green item. So we'll start with SQL first and slowly get on with SQL Server and Transact SQL next, as per your registered course plan. Now what we do at our job, we understood what is database, DBMS, SQL Server, SQL, Transact SQL, just the definitions. Now what we do at our job desk, assume a car has different designers, car has to get designed by different designers, different spare parts have to be manufactured, they get assembled, tested, and then car goes live, service, maintenance, and repairs. Same way a database developers should be involved in design, coding of the database goes live, then comes maintenance, repair, security, etc., administrator job. The complete operations will be taken care or will be monitored by DevOps, development plus operations, DevOps team separately. Now, so we got some idea on what is a database, what is a DBMS, and then we understood what is SQL server, right? We got some basic information ready. With all this information here, let's understand now, let's understand the job roles, various job roles. Yes, so here it is on my screen, on my screen. So here we have SQL Server developer job role. Next, we have number 2 MSBI, number 3 Power BI. Next, number 4 SQL DBA, then Azure SQL Dev, Azure SQL Developer. Okay, this one. Next, Azure SQL DBA, right? And we have Azure Data Engineer on my screen, Azure BI Analytics and DevOps. Different courses, different job roles. DevOps would be a common implementation plan required for everyone. Generally, common implementation plan for everyone. And next, apart from this, you need to choose whether to go for development activities, right? So here it is, development activities, core SQL server. It's 100% coding. If you are more into the development activities, then you can go for this course, SQL Server Developer course. And it's mainly for OLTP, okay? It's mainly for OLTP. I'll put this way. Next. Here it is, 90% user interface and 10% coding. Here we have OLAP, data warehouse, and HTAP. Have a look at it now. I'll wait. Power BI is completely, again, 95% user interface, and it is completely into reporting activities. And admins, again, 95% user interface for the remaining activities. And here, this more into administration, management activities. Again, here you go. This 100% coding for SQL developers, Azure developers, for OLTP in Azure. Next, this is administration activities in Azure, something like this. And we have Azure Data Engineer. It is a mix of OLTP, OLAP activities, and here it is again a mix of OLTP, OLAP activities with reports. And DevOps is all about managing the above. Yes, completely into monitoring activities, making sure the development team is delivering the correct product, getting tested and getting delivered in a proper way. It's all about into monitoring activities. With this information, I assure you complete practical training again and again, I assure you, and request you to attend for a live demo class. If in case you're into on-demand videos, you may opt for the video. If not, register for a live demo to understand more about the course, and do use me for your doubts and clarifications. You'd be able to download this Excel sheet from below this particular video, and you got my contact number, my LinkedIn profile, just in case to reach me, or you can also reach our team, available 24/7. Wish you all the very best, and let's make sure we have our course in a useful way. Yes, with chapter wise mock tests, and concept-wise course curriculum carefully aligned to ensure the best learning experience. I am pretty sure you'll join for one plan, you'll upgrade to another. You'll join for one course now, and later after few months, few years down the line, you'd be contacting us back for something else, some other course again. Pretty sure it has been happening for years, and we love to do it. Well, with all this information, thank you very much for your valuable time understanding what is data and database. You would be able to download all these notes anyway. Please go through it and do let me know for questions and clarifications. Thank you once again. Have a nice time. Thank you.